Welcome to the WAC podcast. Eric Danner with Jessica Radford. We're on location in Corona, California, just near Riverside, where the WAC women's soccer tournament's being played. And we have been here for a few days now.
A few. We've been here longer than a few.
Actually, let's back it up, because I just thought of this. Cross country has happened since our last WAC podcast. Congratulations to California Baptist men's team, Archer's Medved winning the individual championship. But if you saw the video, 3 runners crossed the finish line at essentially the same time.
Very close race. All
within a half second of each other. And then they also finished 4th place. Did not get the perfect score, but a 17, which is darn near a perfect score for CBU, as their men's team ranked 5th in the nation still.
Yes. I think they moved up, didn't they? Or did they just move up to 5?
They've been 5, so number 1 in the West region, I believe, as well, which that'll be coming up in Sacramento, California. And they're ahead of teams like Stanford and Cal and UCLA.
I know people who used to be in at the top. Look at CBU running, racing to the top. Yes,
they are. And on the women's side, Utah Valley pulling off an upset.
I was going to say, can we upset it?
We can, because we had a poll and CBU was picked to win. Utah Valley was picked second. The Wolverines ran a fantastic race, and so they get the team championship, second time in 3 years that has happened, where CBU was picked to win. Utah Valley figures out a way to get it done, and that was in Abilene, Texas. Shout out to all the folks at ACU for putting on a fantastic championship. Greta Karanuskite, she didn't like how I pronounced it, whatever I said, but it didn't matter, because she was way
by herself.
Everybody. She wins by over 30 seconds. And so when she crossed the finish line, nobody's even
in the shot.
Her.
Yeah, that's insane.
And she was the second place finisher in the steeplechase last year at Nationals in Austin. So she has not slowed down one bit. So congratulations to those folks at the cross country championships. Then hopped on a plane to come out here to women's soccer
to meet us
in Riverside. And then I had to turn around in midair. That's a little disconcerting.
Oh yeah, the smell of what, gas or what was it?
No, it was the flight attendant said it was a metallic burning smell.
Metallic burning
in the cabin. Did not smell it, fortunately, and we landed safely. And then I was thinking, there's no way I'm going to be able to get here, because
I was in the team chat like, see you tonight, EVs.
It's not like they have another plane all gassed up, ready to go in case one has to come back. Turns out they did. So
the one off chance.
So we had to wait about 45 minutes before we got on another plane. So that was outstanding. So shout out to American Airlines for making that happen. Right?
Shout out to DFW.
So then I come out here, and then Sunday, boom, we're underway.
We're in it.
Grand Canyon, Utah Tech was our first matchup. We knew all the matchups were going to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
But that one was a little bit of a surprise, because that was a 3-0 finish.
3-0, another shutout for Grand Canyon. Yeah, very surprised. Shout out to Lexi Brown, though. She has led her team tremendously this year. Former WAC Defensive Player of the Year, right?
Utah Valley, she was WAC Defensive Player of the Year, I believe, in 2015, and this is her first year at Utah Tech. The previous head coach went to Ole Miss. So she took a Power 5 job. Lexi comes in, not one person transferred from Utah Tech with a new coach coming in. So that's speaks to how players think of her as a coach. So then she's also maybe her system's a little different. She figures out how to make it work with the group of players that she inherited, and makes it to the 5 seed in the WAC tournament. But Gianna Gorley showing why she was the WAC Offensive Player of the Year.
Most definitely secured her 19th and 20th goal. I think that's a single season goal for Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon,
yeah.
Correct. Yeah, and
I think she beat her own. She beat her own record. It was previously 19, I believe. Or maybe 18. No, definitely 18, and now it's 20. And I don't think
she almost had one yesterday.
Yeah, she almost had one.
Got called back.
Yeah, it was a UVU own goal.
That's right.
Yeah,
it
hit off of Sydney Bushman, and it went. That was
and there was another one that got called back, I think, for offside.
Yes.
That she had made
yes.
Too, so
I was surprised. I was like, oh, I don't see 2-0 on the board. It's still 1. I was like, what's going on? But still a chance for her to get 21, to get 22. I think the last time 22 goals was scored in the season was in 2014, and by the very own Seattle U. team. Yeah. So that was the last time 22 goals in a season was scored. So maybe she'll pass it. She'll match it.
I think the record is much.
I think it's 37,
it's crazy,
35.
right?
Yeah, but I was in like 1996.
Like, did they have goalkeepers? I mean, that's a lot of goals in one season.
Different rules back then, I think. So I think it's like that in volleyball, though. It's just like crazy numbers.
Well, that volleyball is because they used to do the rally.
With serves.
What we do is rally scoring now. It used to not be rally. So the matches were much longer, much more opportunities for stats. So it's hard for anybody in volleyball to get those career stats because of that. But back to the women's soccer tournament. So Grand Canyon advances to the semis. The other matchup, we had Seattle U against Southern Utah. Southern Utah comes in that they had lost, their last 2 games of the week. Talked to Coach Kai Edwards. He's a character.
So he was so up in spirits, though. I loved it. Yeah,
he was. So that was one. So Seattle U had just smoked him the week before. So that's always one. Hey, you don't know, beat him 2 times in a row. But Julie Woodward, I mean, she has done this. She's been there, done that in this WAC soccer.
She's seasoned. She is seasoned in the women's WAC soccer tournament.
So they've always been one of the top teams, but they started off so slowly this year in non-conference. Were they 2-7 to it?
It was
to start the year, and we actually talked about it on the podcast. Like, wow, this is surprising because Seattle U is generally one of the top teams in the league, and they're struggling to start the year. They started 0-2 in conference play, and then flipped the switch. And they've
been climbing.
So they get the victory against Southern Utah. Kind of a hard fought victory. In
it was.
One. GCU then plays Utah Valley, mighty Utah Valley, who has been the best team in the WAC pretty much all year long.
Regular season champions.
They beat USC. They played Clemson. They played BYU. They played a very tough non-conference schedule. They come in. They're undefeated in WAC play, and they beat GCU in the regular season 4-0.
Yes.
And I think GCU remembered that.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And I was talking about that with our staff. It's just like GCU has something to prove. I don't think that was the game. They wanted that game to go that way. They were probably immensely disappointed in themselves, and I was just like, you have something to prove. You got to fight for it. And it's just like it's everything on the line. It's like now or nothing. You're trying to go to the NCAA women's soccer tournament, trying to get that automatic bid. So of course it means something to both teams, but I think when you lose 4-0 like that in the regular season, it sticks with you. So it's like now it's like we got to go hard. It's now or never. We don't want to go home again. And I think it is hard to beat a team twice in one season. Especially in soccer. It's not like other teams where you can see them twice in one season. So it was definitely something to prove for them.
Well, one of the things that was fun to watch in that matchup was the Gianna Gorley versus Sydney Bushman.
Yes, so good. Yeah.
Sydney Bushman's our co-defensive player of the year. And her and Gorley were
matching up a bunch of times.
She was shutting her down for a little bit there.
I was saying that to myself. I was like, in the first half, it was like she was kind of quiet. She wasn't really making as much. Gianna wasn't making as many moves as I saw her the previous on Sunday against Utah Tech. And I was like, Sydney's kind of shutting her down right now, but of course she got that confidence back up. We thought she initially scored the first 2 goals. She didn't, but still that didn't knock her confidence one bit. Sydney Bushman did something to her nose, though. I think something happened. She had a nosebleed.
Yeah, it was a lot of collisions, a lot of it was a hard fight. We're in the semis, in the tournament.
It's some physical games yesterday.
Very physical games. Yeah. So GCU upsets Utah Valley, the 4 seed and the 1 seed, because when we say upset, some people get upset that we say that, but technically it's when a lower seed beats a higher seed.
Yes.
And if you look back, it actually goes back to the days of horse racing where there was a horse named Upset that beat a higher ranked horse, and that's where the term came from.
That's cool. I never knew that. Oh my gosh, you learn something new every day.
That's why I got this gray hair. A lot of knowledge accumulation over the years.
Yeah, Gramps on the
That's right, Gramps here with Jessica Radford doing the WAC podcast. So we had GCU make it to the championship, 2nd time in the last 3 years. Other matchups: Seattle U against the number 2 seed, the home team, California Baptist. And this was one, again, we go back to Julie Woodward and the success she's had in the tournament. CBU, a lot of pressure on them, perhaps, in front of the home crowd. Great match, though.
Great match. And I think it ultimately came down to the battle of the goalkeepers. You got WAC Freshman of the Year, Cassidy Kiergan.
Yes.
Goalkeeper for Seattle U. And then you also have the WAC Goalkeeper of the Year, Noah Schumacher. So I think it was definitely a good game for both of them, but Cassidy kept them in the game.
She made some incredible saves. Yes. And Seattle U got some timely goals. So they win 2-1 over CBU. So now we have a Seattle U versus Grand Canyon matchup in the final, and this is Chris Sissel versus Julie Woodward. I believe we've seen 4 times in the WAC tournament final back when Chris was at UMKC. Seattle U won all 4. So he's
down. He's down on Julie. Now he got something to prove. So he has something to prove. He's trying to beat Julie Woodward. And it's for Julie Woodward and Seattle U. It's their 9th WAC championship appearance in the last 11 years. So that's just.
And they won 6 of those.
Yes. So tremendous job by Julie Woodward with what she's doing with that program. It's just insane.
So that'll be on Saturday. That's going to be 1:00 Pacific time. So depending on where you are, I believe both teams are Pacific time zone at the moment. So
yes.
Be a lot of fun to watch. But a lot of other things going on too, because we got volleyball will be their tournament will be a couple weeks away.
2 weeks away.
Stephen F. Austin, of course, clinched, I believe, last week with like 2-3 weeks to go.
They were the first. They were the first team to clinch, and then it was, of course, GCU. They clinched right after that. They clinched, I think, last week, and then this week UTRGV has a chance to clinch with a win over Utah Tech today. So if they win against Utah Tech, they are automatically in the tournament now.
So the volleyball, you got the players of the week for us?
Yes. So we got some new faces today.
Right,
Tori Ellis from Utah Valley was the player of the week this week. She had 22 kills and the Wolverines sweep over Abilene and Tarleton.
So Utah Valley seeming to turn it around a little bit.
They are heating up.
Yeah,
I think we talked about that too. Yeah. Like, we were surprised that they were at the bottom of the standings, and they
kind of like Seattle U.
Yeah.
In soccer.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's like now they're on a hot streak, and let's keep it alive. Because right now, them and UTA, UT Arlington is neck and neck right now. They're both 6-6 in the conference. So we'll see who breaks away in these next 4 matches. We only have 4 matches to go. Oh, this is just fast.
It does. So who do we have for?
UT Arlington? Molly Blank won Setter of the Year. Setter of the Week, please. No, sorry. Women's Soccer Awards and then Volleyball Awards is getting to me, but Setter of the Week. Shout out to Molly Blank though. Usually it's been a fight between UTRGV's Luana Emiliano. Yeah, Luana. Yeah, and then Claire Mitchell from GCU. So they've been going back and forth. Yes, tremendous setters in the league. Rightfully so. They've been doing so good all season. Molly Blank comes out this week with the award for this week. And then Utah Valley gets the Libero of the Week with Lonnie Matavo. She's a freshman Libero for Utah Valley. So she's been doing good. This is her second this year.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, we're going to take a break here, and then we're going to bring in the one and only Kendra Sheehan. We'll talk some men's soccer and some basketball. You're listening to the WAC Podcast. Welcome back to the WAC Podcast. Eric Danner and Jessica Radford. We're poolside in Corona, California, just over the hill or under the hill from Riverside, where the WAC Women's Soccer Tournament's going on. And we bring her in, Kendra Sheehan from Arlington, Texas.
The magnificent.
Home of the World Series champion, Texas Rangers. How about that?
Right.
1 year we lived there, 1 year, 1 World Series title.
I think it's us. I think we're the good luck charm.
Well,
literally.
I mean, the Nuggets won the NBA last year. The Avs won the Stanley Cup the year before. So it's wherever we live. Now the Cowboys, that's good news, right?
I will say, at my apartment complex last night, there was a very large World Series party. When they won, Creed, Take Me Higher, was blasted for about an hour on repeat. And all the guys went out on the balcony and they were banging their chests, fist bumping, and they were like, we got the Stars, we're going to win. We got the Cowboys, we're sweeping it all. So I don't know, according to them, Texas has got it going on with the professional teams this year.
They do. So let's talk a little college sports, if you will. So we just broke down the women's soccer tournament in our previous segment. Kendra, you're going to be heading to the great city of Las Vegas.
The eyeball,
I believe, on Friday, tomorrow, as we're shooting this on Thursday, to cover the WAC men's soccer tournament. You're going to be doing some play-by-play, some analyst work, and let's talk about who's in the WAC men's soccer tournament. We'll start with that first matchup right off the bat, 1:00 on Sunday. You got UNLV, the home team, taking on Utah Valley.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited for this tournament because I've done the men's soccer tournament. This would be my third one. And usually the teams are pretty similar that's in it. Seattle U has always been in it, San Jose State, Utah Valley's made an appearance, and usually it's also Grand Canyon. But what happened here was Utah Valley and Grand Canyon played that last match of the regular season. Utah Valley needs a tie to get in and knock Grand Canyon out. They get it done. They slip into the tournament. They're that 5 seed, and they're playing against the home team UNLV. These two teams also met during the regular season. They tied 1-1. They played at UNLV. They'll play at UNLV obviously for this tournament. UNLV getting that home field advantage, and that's a pretty exciting one. I'm looking forward to that. I think Utah Valley is just starting to come into their own. I actually just got off the call with head coach Kyle Beckerman for the Wolverines, and they've really had to make some adjustments. They completely changed their formation about 8 matches into the season, and he said he felt like last match was their best one, and now they're just looking to build upon that, and it's going to be, you know, a tough environment to go in and play the home team in that opening round. So that should be a really good matchup. And then the nightcap, or I guess not really a nightcap.
Well, that'll be that start. Utah Tech against San Jose State. So when you went to your road trip a few weeks back at the beginning of October, little did we know that was going to be a preview of the WAC tournament.
I know. And the conversations when we were in St. George was, hey, Utah Tech started off really, really strong in conference play, but they hadn't really faced a lot of some of those perennial powerhouses like San Jose State. And the conversation was, if we want to get into this tournament, this is a type of a match that we need to win. Of course, I believe they lost 2-0 in that matchup, but they played really strong. They learned a lot about themselves. And so getting the chance to have a rematch of that in this tournament after they've clinched a spot is going to be pretty exciting. And like you guys have seen in women's soccer, you know, once you get to the tournament, it's really anybody's opportunity, and it's their chance if they want to go out there and take it.
Yeah, and Utah Tech, if they win, they are still in that transition phase, so they would not get the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. But they'd have to get through some tough teams, as you mentioned, Simon Tobin and San Jose State. The number 1 seed, Seattle U. They've been dominant all year, Kendra. They're the 10th team in the country now. Yes. Have you had a chance to talk? I guess you're going to probably talk to head coach Nate Dallicon coming up later in the week.
Yeah, we'll talk with the California Baptist, Co Michelson and Nate Dallicon for CLU on Monday, since they've earned buys until Wednesday, which is pretty exciting. Seattle U is a team I'm really excited to see. Last year, they were just riddled with injuries, and they were still able to win a match in the tournament. And this year they're at full strength. They've got a lot of veteran presence on the team. They're doing really well. And so it'll be interesting to see how they come into the tournament. And they really, you know, have to come in with a lot of pace, a lot of energy to kind of match some of these teams that are going to be riding a high of a win just 3 days before.
Then you mentioned California. Oh yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, then I was like, California Baptist, my other fun favorite team to talk about. Not favorite, there's no favoritism here in the Western Athletic Conference, but correct. They were that team that won last year. Nolan Premack had some injuries. He was their goalkeeper, and he was the one that made that phenomenal PK save to push them to the NCAA tournament. He had some injuries, and their team kind of struggled at the start of the year. But since he's been back in the lineup, this team has really I really like what's going on in the background there.
We are in a public place.
We are. My little side eye.
Since he's been back in the lineup, this team has really collected themselves, put a few goals away, got a few clean sheets, and I think he's a big leader for this team. And so very excited to see both those teams. And then it'd be really interesting to see a Seattle U and California Baptist face off if they win those semifinal matches as well. But
yeah, that'll be a lot of fun to watch. And Jess and I were talking about the semifinals at the women's soccer tournament here last night. And it was interesting because the 1 and 2 seeds went home.
Upset alert.
And I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact that, you know, you have the teams playing Sunday, 2 days off. Teams that have already played are a little more rested, but they've also got the rust off. The teams that aren't playing until Wednesday, they've had a little more time off. Maybe there is a little rust factor, and you just never know. And it could be the fact that, hey, those 4 teams were also really good.
Yes.
And so that's always the case when you get to the tournament, but that'll be something to watch for when you're in Las Vegas there, Kendra. What else you got planned for your trip there when you're in Vegas?
Well, as we know, college hoops are starting up. And so the Road to WAC Vegas is our fabulous show that we have on ESPN Plus. It starts when conference play gets underway, which this year is a couple weeks earlier. We have those November games. So I'll be actually going out there, checking out the Orleans, where it will all happen come March. That's where our tournament is held every year. And so I'll get to go see that and begin to shoot the Road to WAC Vegas episode 1 out in Vegas. And of course that won't air until end of November, but that'll be exciting and get everyone hyped up about basketball because, we love basketball.
Speaking of basketball, it starts on Monday. I mean, we had a call the other day, Kendra, with ESPN, and I mentioned a few things about our WAC preview days, basketball preview days, and it seems like it was like 6 weeks ago. It was only like 2 weeks ago, but basketball is already here, November 6th. Actually, last night on Wednesday, while we were doing the games for the WAC women's soccer tournament, I checked out, our what other games we had going on. Grand Canyon hosting Embry-Riddle in an exhibition, men's basketball, packed the house.
I saw a crazy dunk.
It was insanity.
Yeah.
They're playing Embry-Riddle. And the GCU fans are so excited to see the Lopes this year, and they will be in action. And they're the team that the coaches picked to win, not only on the men's side but also on the women's side this year. Jess, Kendra, yeah, I guess Jess, if you want to chime in on it too. But
yeah, they were marked on the College Insider, the mid-major top 25. Grand Canyon was number 19, so that's really good. The only WAC team to be in the top 25 for that one.
That's true, and that's shows the respect they have going into the season. And Kendra, I mean, especially on the men's side, we talked a little bit about it a few weeks ago, but Javon Blackshear coming back, he was our preseason player of the year. Of course, Gabe McLaughlin, Ray Harrison's our preseason player of the year this year, and they have some big time transfers coming in.
Yeah, and I think as I was thinking more about this team, because it was always last year the conversation was Javon Blackshear Jr. This is it. They had this Ray Harrison transfer piece, and they knew he was good. He put up great numbers at his previous school, Presbyterian, but they weren't sure, what we were going to see from him. And then Javon Blackshear goes down, and Ray Harrison really has to step up, and he does. And so then I was kind of thinking, would we have seen the great Ray Harrison kind of emerge had Javon Blackshear Jr. not gone down, and he had a moment and he stepped up and owned it. And so now I'm excited to see these two great players and how they kind of gel together to make each other better and, create this unstoppable, lethal offense with these two big major pieces. So I think that really, allowed Ray Harrison to flourish last year. And now I'm excited to see what all these pieces, they got a couple of 7-footers too. So they got massive height and length, and should be a really fun team to watch this year.
You have that schedule in front of you there, Jess? With that
Grand Canyon was actually number 18, not 19.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, what do we got for games coming up on Monday?
Are we doing men's or women's?
Men's. Stand by.
Stand by. North American.
Here, guys. Stephen F. Austin is at home. They're hosting North American.
North American.
Oh, that's right. Stephen F. Austin, they're playing a doubleheader on Monday. Their women's team plays Oklahoma Panhandle State 9:30 a.m. Central Time on Monday. It's got to be, I don't know if that was some attempt to be like the first game of the year, right? It's got to be. I mean, you don't normally play 9:30.
But I wonder how the turnout will be. You want fans to be there, right? But it's
well, I mean, maybe the students, maybe they're saying, hey, right?
I'm not seeing this on the schedule, so this is breaking news to me.
Okay, so Stephen F. Austin women 9:30 a.m. Stephen F. Austin men play North American 11:30 a.m.
Oh,
so they got yeah. So double header. Kendra's frozen.
Kendra's back alive.
She's back. I don't know if that's our Wi-Fi or the fabulous Wi-Fi in the WAC studio.
We have great Wi-Fi. Let's blame it on us right now.
Either
WAC office has great top notch.
Not in the studio all the time.
No, in the studio is a hole where you would need Wi-Fi. No, just kidding.
So what other matchups you seeing for Monday on the men's side?
Men's side, we got Utah Valley also at home. They're going against Carroll College. UTRGV is hosting Southwestern Adventists.
Adventists.
All right.
Let's focus on some
Tarleton State is going to Virginia. Tarleton State is going to Virginia. That should be a good matchup.
Yeah.
UTA hosting
Oral Roberts. Yeah,
not bad. We remember them from the NCAA tournament a few years ago.
Yeah, they made a run in the tournament.
Yes.
Yeah. Oklahoma State.
Yes, and then Abilene Christian Abilene Christian is going to Oklahoma State, 8 p.m. in Stillwater.
Grand Canyon is going to be hosting Southeast Missouri State. We have CBU right here will be hosting San Francisco State, which I believe is Rick Croy's alma mater, or he used to coach there.
Oh, and Southern Utah will be here in California too at Bakersfield, CSU Bakersfield.
Oh my God, you guys can stop on over and say hey.
Former WAC member, CSU Bakersfield. So yeah, women's basketball. And this is, so when I say that, that means that you switch over to women's basketball on that. As I said, 9:30 a.m. for Stephen F. Austin. New head coach, Kendra, in Len Bishop. So, and a lot of new players. So there's still a lot of questions, I guess, for the SFA women this year.
Yeah, definitely a lot of new pieces. It does help that Leonard Bishop has been with the Lady Jacks for 8 seasons. He's been Mark Kellogg's right-hand man. And, you know, as we talked about multiple times, he's the guy for the job. So really excited to see how he kind of steps up and takes the reins of this program. They got some good pieces. They got some good transfers. Just going to see how fast that they can connect, and this is a great opportunity to do so at home in a nice early morning game. Wonder what time they got to wake up and be at the gym.
7:30. Right and early.
Well, if they're playing at 9:30, and I get up at 7.
They gotta be there at 7.
I mean, you gotta take an hour to work. Oh, you gotta shoot around though. Yeah. All right.
You gotta have your breakfast. You gotta
the
training.
You gotta fuel up.
Get your coffee.
Yeah. Oh. Energy.
Get
Celsius. Kendra.
Perhaps a caramel creme brulee latte from Starbucks, part of their holiday edition.
Don't get that. That'll make their stomach hurt.
So who do we have on the women's side here?
Grand Canyon will host St. Mary's. St. Mary's right here in California. California Baptist will go to UC San Diego. What's up with all these California schools this first matchup this week? I think it's us being it. UTA will go to South Florida. That should be a good game.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Utah Valley hosts Weber State.
Weber.
Utah Valley hosts Weber State. English is hard.
So a lot to check out on Monday. I think I don't know this to be true, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think we have all 11 schools hosting games on Monday, either men's or women's.
You know what I do find interesting that I was just looking, because last year I was over in Riverside at this exact time doing the men's tournament, and I was a part of the broadcast for the opening California Baptist men's and women's games. And
that's right.
The women also played UC San Diego. I don't know if it's some sort of deal that they have each year, but they played them last year and they ended up with an 84-76 win. So
how about that?
And speaking of California Baptist basketball, we went to Midnight Madness this past Friday.
Yeah, you did.
Yes. Well, yeah.
I was at cross country.
Yeah. Edie wasn't able to join us, but the rest of the RAC staff here was able to go to California Baptist Midnight Madness last Friday. Really good production show. Like, oh my gosh, they put on the show. Definitely.
They had the fire.
They had fire. When I tell you, we were literally up on the second floor and we felt the fire. So imagine if you were right next to it. I know your eyebrows are getting burnt off. Like, cool. I think we should have that in Vegas. We need to get those.
You can be in charge of that.
Yeah, we need to get the fire.
I'm gonna
right at the tunnel.
After this, I'm gonna walk right.
What could go? Oh, they said they have to cut off the fire alarm. So maybe not. Maybe we can't do that. But their graphics were great. The stunt and the cheer team to open up the Midnight Madness was really good.
Yeah, I think their stunt and cheer team won the national championship.
I can tell because I was like amazed. I was like, wow, I haven't seen like this in person in so long, and I just didn't even know they had that many cheerleaders. Or I don't know.
Yeah, stunt. I think it's a different deal.
Yeah. I don't know if they call themselves cheerleaders.
I don't think they do.
No, but dancers maybe. I don't know. but stunt athletes. It was,
there you go. That's
yeah, it was so nice. And then I liked how it was a combined effort for the men's and the women's basketball team. You usually see teams do it separately, where the men's might do a dunk contest or they scrimmage against each other. This one, it was like it was combined. During the dunk contest, a women's basketball player had to assist the men's basketball player who's doing the dunk. So I thought that was really cool, a very collective effort. It was a gold team versus the blue team. I believe the gold team won. But yeah, it was actually a really good production, a really good show.
I thought the blue team was going to win.
No, they didn't. The gold team. Oh, they even had a dodgeball contest. It was some creative thing.
Nice.
So it was good to watch.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe their concession stands has stepped things up, and I had some pretty good food there last time I was there. So don't know if you ever want to stop by there.
Sleep on the concessions?
Don't sleep. Also, I heard they get free hot dogs if at the end of the game that when they like yell and the opposing team misses the 2 free throws, everybody gets free. Something on the lines of that. Free throws, missed free throws, and free hot dogs go together in the CBU in basketball stadium. I think that's funny.
So yeah, basketball coming up November 6th. Can't wait. Also, I wanted to, before we go, Kendra looked a tad older than the last time I saw her.
Oh my gosh, yes, going birthday.
Stop it. Yes, I am now a whopping 28 years old, turned 28 on 28, golden birthday. It was a fantastic time. I celebrated. I wore a green wig, and it was a blast.
Oh my God, we need pictures of that so we can insert it.
What does the green wig represent?
I don't know. Just my hair was looking very good because
was that because of Halloween, or was it?
No, to look youthful. Because she already looks young, and then boom. Yeah.
And then boom.
Boom.
Green wig on top of that face? Immaculate.
Now, did you do anything for Halloween then, Kendra, as well?
Oh, well, no, but I actually decided to get in the kitchen, and I made these. I actually have a picture, WAC fans. This needs to be our tease. I've
already figured out our tease.
Okay. Jack-o'-lantern stuffed peppers.
Oh, those are cute.
Yes.
Kendra getting all
right. Chef Kendra.
I know.
Who are you?
Ground beef. And then, I mean, if you were finishing, there was a little rice and some broccoli. So, I mean, it was really a complete meal.
Healthy.
I know.
It looks like she could burn the kitchen down. So I'm actually kind of.
Did you just scrape the rice and broccoli out of one of your factor meals?
Actually, Commissioner Thornton informed me the other day that he started a 10-day trial of Factor, and he had his first one yesterday. I haven't gotten to ask him what it was. It was an earth-crusted salmon. So I'm just saying, Factor, deep in the office.
So Kendra, she's influencing the commissioner.
Yeah. Wow. Look at you.
I tell you.
That's like big steps.
And you know what? Because I didn't update Factor on my change of address, I actually got a Factor meal sent out to my old address. So whoever is living there, I'm putting them
free meals.
Probably.
Wait, they took the money out your account too?
That was a bummer.
Oh, Kendra, do better.
Yeah, but you know what? Perks to their customer service is fantastic, and they're pretty good about giving credit. So don't listen to this Factor customer service, because I am going to try and dupe you guys to get that money back.
So here's the thing: you don't want to be on the wrong end of a customer service call with Kendra.
Oh, absolutely not. I've seen that.
Been on the other side of the wall when those have happened. And
Kendra don't play. Kendra don't play.
I mean, I'm very nice. But you know, you gotta be firm.
We don't get the nice broadcasty voiced Kendra that we got. We get the getting things done, Kendra.
I don't ever get that side of Kendra, so that's okay, right?
We're
good vibes over here.
Vibes.
Well, hey Kendra, good luck at men's soccer. We'll look forward to watching those championships, and
we'll miss you in the office.
Yeah, we'll see you like in December.
Right. See you guys in December.
Actually, we'll see you in Utah Valley.
Yeah, in Orem.
Oh yeah, that's right. We'll see you in Utah.
All right, thanks everybody for listening to the WAC podcast.
Done! Dun, 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 dun.
Peace out, guys.